Hi Taurus, it's Kendrick from Providence. We're looking at your 3 cards for the first week of April. And what I'm getting from these 3 cards from the Lenormand, the mystical Lenormand fortune deck, is the Moon, Cancer, which is talking about emotional instinct, emotional health, emotional security, also solitude and the emotions that you feel in those moments of solitude. And then we have the Clover, which is talking about opportunity and luck and being able to see, hope springs eternal. You know what I mean? It's almost kind of like there's always something to look forward to if you really just kind of like try to understand how you can turn one thing into something else, right? Take it from one place to another place. All right. Then we're also getting that energy of the tree, right? Which sort of squares the clover. Okay, so there's some tensions, or there's some blockages in like what you would like to have be happening and what is actually happening, because Virgo talks about what is actually happening. Okay, and the tree does talk about consistency. It does talk about health as well, because that is also Virgo. The 5 is like a number that talks about the self. Like, how are you considering yourself and your health, right? So we're thinking about emotional health, we're thinking about spiritual health, but then we're also thinking about physical health with the tree being here. You know what I mean? And it talks about all of the necessities and the things that you need to feel balanced, right? It talks about grounding. So we're thinking about the root chakra, but then we're also thinking about the crown chakra as well. And maybe even like the heart chakra. Yes? And the reason why I say that is because with that root chakra being the tree from Virgo, that energy there, and then, the sacral chakra could be around where the gut is, which is where Cancer rules, right? And that has to do with emotional instinct and how is that, that position of your body attuned, right? And then we're dealing with the clover here, which talks about there being possibilities of things, but it's sort of in the beginning stages of possibilities because it's a 2. It's not necessarily the bouquet. It's not necessarily, something, another Jupiter card, right? It's an earlier one. But these energies are quite well suited for one another, because even though we might be having these emotional episodes, that we go through alone, there's an opportunity to access, right, with the tree being here and with the clover being here, to access what is readily available to us that makes us feel, stable, consistent, even safe in some kind of way. And there's a way to do it which keeps things in order. It doesn't have to be all things at the same time. You can find a sort of healthy rhythm, and that's what we're thinking about too. We're trying to get you to find a healthy rhythm, and that is also why the moon is the esoteric ruler of Virgo, right? So we've got the moon here, and then we also have Virgo here in the tree. Okay, because the moon is talking about rhythms, okay? It keeps a natural rhythm. And as long as you can keep a natural rhythm in your day-to-day life, even though this tree here is a 5, it's talking about you yourself maintaining a rhythm within you, okay? And then it's also talking about, that 5 is what you kind of like have set in place that you can rely on, right? You have to set up habits that are ideal, that are actually going to give back to what it is that you're trying to work from, okay? Your foundation. So we're thinking about foundations here. Planning, And with the clover being a Sagittarius card, it does talk about planning, you know. Emotions are quite strong. They're quite powerful. And that's why Cancer rules the fourth house. That four is a very powerful number. And it just talks about the grip or the hold that emotions may have on you. And they sort of like prevent you from going far. You can still move a little bit if you try to work in a practical way, right? Um, and that's what it's asking you to do. It's not asking you to be unconventional here. It's asking you to be a little bit conservative, practical, and traditional in the way that you go about these steps, right? Being very methodical. Okay, so I want you to just go ahead and create some sort of like healthy balance in the day to day.